So, been a while since I was on camera, and this is not the video I wanted to be doing back on camera, but felt like it made more sense to not try and animate it, because the problem being brought up is animation program. So, I've been using FlipaClip, the program, for a few years, since like pre-COVID. So, good while. Back when I got FlipaClip, they still had FlipaClip Premium running. So it was $12 and you're like good as gold. You got everything you need, 10 layers, all the different sizes you need for your animation screen. And like it was good. It was perfect. I used it for a really good while before paying for it to make sure I actually liked it, and then I did pay for it. I got premium, right? And in recent history, I had recommended FlipaClip to a friend because of how much I liked using it. I'd had a few issues with it, which I will bring up in a minute, but I, for the most part, really liked it and was having a great time with it, and it felt like a really good beginner's animation program. But when he got it, firstly, they had completely stopped running FlipaClip Premium, which I had not realized, and instead swapped it out for FlipaClip Plus, which is a subscription. And that's not inherently a problem in of itself, but it's that FlipaClip serves as a good beginner's program, and being a subscription-based thing on that doesn't really work for it, because it's meant to be replaced. And eventually, if you use it as long as I have, it's going to come out to be way more expensive to have that subscription than it ever would have to have had premium, which I get works out better for the company, but it creates problems on the user side. So, obviously my friend who I had recommended it to wasn't just going to outright buy the subscription because he was just trying it out, but it also kept making him watch ads whenever he wanted to add a sound, or wouldn't let him add a sound because it couldn't load an ad at the moment. Whereas when I initially got it, you would just get an ad when opening and closing a project. And ads keep the program able to have a free version, I understand that, but it just kind of killed the experience for him and made him really not want to get into animation. So that already kind of killed that. Was problematic to start. So the subscription is a downgrade, in my opinion, from where I started with FlipaClip. But then way later on, I started having more and more issues with the app, being something that started a while back and then got worse at one point. Way back when I posted one of my previous animations, Piclopedia Lost Entries, which was like some of my own ideas for creatures in Pikmin. Basically what happened is that animation got messed up somehow, and FlipaClip would continue to export it as an unreadable file, which meant I couldn't upload it anywhere. And at this time I didn't know how to screen record on my iPad, which, as you can see, is what I'm using to record right now. I know, weird, breaking the fourth wall. But anyway, I wasn't able to upload that project for about a year, until spontaneously one day it just fixed itself. And I thought that would be a one-off thing, something just went wrong with that project, I messed something up somehow, but it continued to happen again and again with multiple projects, including one in more recent history being I was going to make a secondary animation to the click on this video joke bit for when I lost my stylus, my Apple Pencil, for a while. But the secondary animation I made to go with it, about the fact that that kind of blew up a little bit, at least compared to other videos on my channel, also had that problem. And it just kind of killed my motivation to upload it, because it was just going to be a response thing anyway. But, I spent a few good hours working on that, and it started putting this fear in my mind of working on a really big long-form project in FlipaClip and having this same issue occur. There was one thing that was just a small bug for a little while, but also ended up killing an animation. Before Pikmin 4 came out, I wanted to upload an animation talking about, not talking about, but in reference to the long gap between Pikmin games and the excitement behind the release of Pikmin 4, of which I have still not finished. I need to do that at some point, but I'm having issues with my recording setup. Basically, randomly out of nowhere one day, after I'd been working on this animation for months, FlipaClip stopped suddenly being able to show layers at all. So I couldn't see my layers, and I couldn't properly switch between them because I couldn't see what I was tapping, which meant I couldn't animate on that project at all until the bug was fixed. And they only fixed it like a day before release of Pikmin 4. And that was not enough time to finish the animation. And without it having that relevance of the release of Pikmin 4 anymore, it kind of killed my motivation to upload it, even if I had finished it. So to this day, that sits unfinished. And just a few days ago, I made the Gaster's theme videos. And so, second part went perfectly fine. There was no issues with that. The first part, however, ran into the exact same issue that I had had 2 times in past. Now, at this point, I was a little bit smarter, and I knew how to use the screen record function on my iPad. So that's what I did. I just screen recorded it and uploaded that because I was not letting that project die. But again, it reaffirmed that fear in my mind. The second part went off without a hitch. It's just, things go wrong, and everything has its issues at times. But with the problems it's had, and the fears I have of one day trying to make a long-form animation that would not be able to be solved with just screen recording it, I don't want those problems to happen again. I don't want it to just randomly be unable to export the file properly for like a year and just kill the project. And I can't recommend FlipaClip to new people because it's stepped too far out of its group being good beginner program. I can't recommend it to anyone. So I am going to be swapping programs. I'm not fully sure to what yet. And to anyone else trying to get into animation, starting out, I cannot recommend FlipaClip as a starting program because it's really only worth using if you pay money. But even if you pay money, you're still stuck with a beginner's program. So I just can't recommend it to anyone trying to get into animation. If you're using FlipaClip and having absolutely no issues at all, that's great for you. But I'm just addressing problems I've had and fears it's given me, which are causing me to swap programs, and saying that because of those fears, I wouldn't be able to recommend it to anyone else. But I will say thank you to FlipaClip and the whole team behind it, because without FlipaClip, I never would have gotten into digital art and any form of animation. I would have never even thought that that was something I could do on my own, to even make the shortest little thing. So I do want to say thank you to the entire company there for starting up my passion for animation. And I guess that's going to be all. See ya.